Last night I watched the Danny Dyer film, Vengeance. It struck me as quite interesting to say the least. Danny Dyer, big star, they're just putting EastEnders to get more viewers, I guess. Their views must be dropping as people are waking up to the truth. And the film covered the police service, it covered the army, it covered the gang violence, the drugs, crime. I noticed a few times the spots when they were talking. The coppers went to arrest a guy told him to fuck off. And there was no... I didn't notice it the first time when I watched it, but I was looking at subliminals. When the copper says, oh yeah, no, the army, Danny Dyer is playing the SAS guy. He says, yeah, this country's fucking ruthless. You gotta stand tall. It's fucking jungle out there. It's fucking not true. It's not true at all. Drugs, take the money out, fucking all the violence disappears. That's why the government don't want to take it. That's why they won't legalise it. That's what they're trying to tell you is fucking bad people. They make the scarcity of the heroin so that people go and commit crimes, nasty crimes. And then I ask myself how much of the crime, like it's funny, Bill Maloney produces evidence of 35 paedophiles, snuff movies, in people into defiling little babies and children. Sick fuckers in my book. Sick fuckers in most people's books, I reckon. But these fuckers are ruling us. These fuckers been making the rules. Most Americans don't even know the fuck. They always talk about the founding fathers. America's a relatively young place. Founding fathers with fucking Freemasons and European aristocracy. We went over there, in the fight of independence, all fucking faked. The British was making too much money on the sugar in the West Indies. You can't they're saying this film was directing so many people on different levels. The SAS are protecting us by fucking killing these brown people in these other countries. The Taliban, they're trying to make it all right. Oh yeah, because they let go this little kid who must have been about 10, and I'm thinking of another movie, some other shit. But all the same, they're all there to fucking put the thoughts into the head, into the subconscious brain. The subconscious brain, which is what's happening. Because that film last night, I noticed on all the different levels it was going to all the gangster boys, them all fucking think that hard and all that, talk like that. Now they're fucking white, for fuck's sake. The prison's fucking full of them talking all fucking... Man, bat. You fucking wake up, you little cunt. You're white, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? You're not black. You don't need to talk like that. Don't make you tougher. Don't make you... you're not going to come out of Jamaica, mate. You wouldn't want to be Jamaican if you knew what them people had to endure, to suffer, to become what they've become. Being dragged out of Africa by our royal fucking family. We're in Victoria. Put on ships, defiled, raping of the women, children. This fucking great British Isle was turned now into the American Empire, who think they can fucking rule the world. They put a black president in to get the black vote. They don't even understand it. Most people here, they don't understand it. They're not really fucking interested. They want to play their fucking stupid video games. Play their video games and just fucking pretend it ain't happening. Pretend it's not real. The schooling, they want to fucking put the kids in school from 9 till 6. What the fuck is that? They ain't learning nothing. They're not learning nothing as it is at school. So why they want them for that time? I'll tell you why. It's the same way that Hitler took over Germany. It's the same way that when the Hitler Youth come home and the kids were taking the parents, they were grassing up the parents, and the special SS squads would come and take their parents to the death camps. You know, it's the same as the George Orwell 1984. It's happening. It's happening. You know, the guys in Barton Moss were peacefully protesting. Now they've formed this new squad of coppers. They're a nasty bunch. Fucking thugs. Thugs is the only way I can describe them. You know, they're going out there, pushing around old ladies, pushing around guys who are not breaking the law, you know, just asking simple questions. Like I know for a fact, if I went out there without a number plate on my car, they'd be pulling me over. They'd be pulling me over. What the fuck you doing? Where's your documents? Where's your insurance? And we're talking about a big company, yeah? This Cameron, these fucking politicians, they're so eager to get the drills into the ground in this country. And why is that? Ask yourself. Like, if you just have to watch the gaslands, what's been happening in Australia. Fucking set your water on fire. The livestock's dying, birth defects. This place would make a perfect prison for the New World Order. Perfect. And unless people of this country, the UK, I mean everywhere really, because the riots have already been going on everywhere else, haven't they? They're going on in Portugal, Spain, Greece, you know, all because of money, all because of this fictitious pieces of fucking paper, what this rich banking elite, what these elite royal monarchs have created over time, yeah, which is worth fuck all, which is worth nothing. Yeah, because we have had an easy era in Britain, we don't really know what it is like to suffer. Not like they do in the South Americas or the Africas, or even in the Americas now. It's worse. They've got these tent cities everywhere. So really, we need to wake the fuck up. We need to wake the fuck up, or else things is gonna get worse. You know, war's coming. The drums are beating harder and harder every year. Back to the Barton thing. Now, them people there, they obviously, the first thing last year was the Bilderberg, which was all the elites coming to meet to discuss our future. And now they're going to cull us, because that's what the Georgia Guidestones say. They're going to cull us. They're going to kill 90% of us. That's 9 out of every 10. So, like, if you're in a room with 20 people, that means only 2 of you are going to survive. It's real, it's coming, and like, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. Stop watching this shit on the fucking TV. Danny Dyer, EastEnders, Hollyoaks, all the shit that's going on there. It's fucking corrupting people's brains. Understand the subliminal shit which is going into your brain, which is making you fearful for going out, because that's how you think the majority of people are. This is how life is. It's not. On the contrary, when you go out, when you encounter people, most of the time, they're good people. They don't really want to fight. You've got your little gangs, most of them fucking pussies, that's why they're in gangs. That's why you've got like 10, 15, 20 of them who want to beat up one or two guys, yeah? Because they're pussies. But why they're pussies? Because they're afraid, yeah? They're afraid because that's the society we've created. We created this society, and there is only 2 states of being: fear and love, yeah? Now, love is like the soft, you know, it covers all the spectrums. Fear, hate, all that stuff, all this racial stuff stirring up, all this immigrant shit that's stirring up. We're going to bring beggars in from Romania. Makes the Brits, so angry. Fucking hell. These people are going to come into this country, take our jobs, fucking rob our money. You know, we need to cut these benefit cheats. Fucking benefit cheats. These fuckers sitting in Parliament, fucking most of them are nonces, right? They're into sex with little fucking kids, little babies. You know, the fucking fiddle millions and billions on their taxes. They're all billionaires. I don't know what the fuck it is like to live on the street or to fucking suffer or not to have anything. They've been brought up a different way. They've been educated a different way. We need to wake up to this fact, you know. The Romanians got one thing in common with us, and that is they're fucking poor. I guarantee you the people that rule Romania ain't poor. The people who sit in these fucking governments, who sit on these MEP meetings, European fucking thing, do you not get it? We invaded the fucking Americas back, 300-400 years ago? We took over from the American Indians, who were one of the nicest species of man on the planet. They live within nature. They didn't hunt for pleasure. They fucking killed to survive. They killed to survive. They used all the bones. They used the skin. They used the meat. You know, there's no waste. They didn't just go out and kill just to have a bit of a laugh. They fox hunting with your chums. You know, all the films that are about on the internet. You've got people playing this shit Grand Theft Auto. People wiped out on this. Their brains, fuck knows, their brains must be fried. You're in this virtual reality where you can hear the people who are playing around you from wherever. This virtual reality just jacking cars, and so what's the design of this? What's the actual purpose? What is the purpose? The purpose is, I see, to make a violent culture. You know, these films, to make us the TV, the news that lies, fucking has lied all our life, has told us a load of bullshit. You know, you're getting, and you got your fake prophets, the people that have sucked us in, believing, yeah, for us to believe, yeah. That's why they're number one. That's why InfoWars is like number one on the set, because he's got how many channels? Because he was just set up from the fucking beginning. AJ, he was there. He was working for the man from the very beginning. When you look at William Cooper, listen to that stuff. Go back to the 70s. John Todd, when he first came out, yeah, in the 70s, and he was telling you about all this stuff what's going on. Phil Schneider, who was telling you in the 90s again, coming out, who was dead with suicide again over a couple of years after about 6 talks. You know, talking about these tunnels, about these prisons, what they're making. You know, now all of a sudden we've got the FEMA camps, we've got Homeland Security, they're building different forces. You know, but what I can't understand is how the fuck are these people doing it for them? How, you know, it's like the Germans say, you know, there's loads of sayings, you know, first they come for the communists, I wasn't a communist, I didn't bother, and then they come for the trade unionists, one of the trade unionists, you know, in the end when they came for them, there was no fucker there. So these coppers, right, they're fucking breaking the law, yeah, they're filing common people that don't want to see change, they don't want to see this shit no more, of these rich people, arrogant, fucking horrible, nasty, you know, vile, absolutely vile people. They're involved in the drugs trade, they're involved in all, you know, they've got the ties with the Russian mafia, with the Albanian mafia. It's all linked in. All of it is all interlinked. You know, we don't need to live like this. We don't need to be trafficking people for making profits. We don't really need nothing. We need food, shelter. We need good people. We need good people to be making the rules, not a bunch of inbred people who are family lines. You know, the House of Lords, they stopped it a few years ago. It was a birthright. They stopped it, just covered the tracks. You know, like these people say, all this red tape, all this bureaucracy, we don't fucking need it. We can police ourselves. Do no one harm, do no one loss, you know. We don't need profits. We need taking care of people, taking care of our old, taking care of our young, educating them in things which are going to benefit them, not shit that's just fucking wasting the time, wasting the day away to control mechanism. The church, the same. All these different religions running around. Well, our one's the boss, our one's the real one. It's all a similar story. You know, let's say like God created man in his own image. Well, I think man created God in his own image, because these people think they're gods. The likes of the Rothschilds and the Windsors, who were originally the Saxburg Co. Mountbattens. You know, again, who were rumoured. You know, there's a warrant out for the Queen. Many people don't know it. There's a warrant out for the Queen and the Pope. The Pope resigned immediately. Now, all you coppers out there wearing the crown, because that's where your allegiance lies, to the crown. To the crown. You don't even know what you're doing. You're in a big gang. You can play with your little toys, your little tasers, your guns. You can kill a few people, and you know this verdict with Mark Duggan. How the fuck does that happen? How does it work out? You know, there's loads of reports coming out all over the place. It's all over the place. There's many good people out there. You got people like Michael Doherty trying to bring prosecutions against coppers. They don't have to answer the fucking call, do they? None of these guys are just getting away with it, and it's known. The crime's not on the streets. The crime's fucking at high levels. Now, if you can get through the crime, yeah, you'll make it. In the old days, and you know, I used to believe in the no grassing. You know, I used to believe it was a dirty word, grassings. But I've worked it out through my time on this earth, 46 years. It's how the fucking system runs. All these big gangsters who are like, you know, all the little kids, oh, he's a big hard man, he is. They're all fucking grasses. How do you think they got to where they fucking are now? How the fuck do you think they got away with it? How have they never got nicked? Because you know what? When they get into the cells with the police, they fucking sing like canaries, and all the fucking gangsters or anyone know exactly what I'm talking about, and all the coppers who fucking listening know what I'm talking about, because that's how corrupt it is. There is no fucking honour among men anymore. There is no honour, and drugs are fucking. Do you know what I mean? Drugs are there for a reason. But the elite do not want us to know. They do not want us to know what it do for our brains. Open up our brains to the reality of life. You know, to the other dimensions of stuff. The false, you know, this world which we think's real, which we just is a constant fucking hamster wheel grind. You know, just keep on. You know, make money. Money don't make you happy. I don't know if Russell Brand was for real. I know he's fucking marrying a Rothschild, which, you know, loses faith in him when he come out and said, you know. But then again, you got to look. It was Paxman. Paxman's part of the fucking crew. You know, how the fuck did a guy, an idiot like Tommy Robinson, yeah, get onto the fucking BBC so quickly? He forms this English Defence League, yeah, to stir up racial trouble. At the end of the day, we're all fucking British. We're all British, however we got here, yeah. Whether you was an Irish slave, a fucking Indian slave, a Pakistani slave, a Bengali slave, you know, a Bangladeshi slave, Irish. They was all slaves. They was all slaves to the elites, to the aristocracy, to these people that have fooled us, yeah, with a fucking 24/7 TV. They do experiments on countries. One country's 20 years ahead of another. One country's 20 years ahead of other. So they do these experiments, like in the 70s, when the first rap I heard, Grandmaster Flash, The Message. You know, when he was talking about real shit, people pissing on the station, they just don't care. Fucking can't watch the game because my mother's watching TV 24/7. We didn't even know about that in England at the time. It's before Sky, and then it's only later that you find out Sky ain't really Sky, it's Sky B. because he's fucking with the BBC. The BBC been robbing us for fucking years with a licence fee, making people fear to pay, because we got these detective vans, which we find out now are a load of bollocks, and everyone's got to work on this fucking crust by what? By exploiting fucking bailiffs working for the councils. I know all the legislation going through the House of Lords and the House of Commons last year about the reforming the bailiff laws. We've got too many thugs on the books, but that's the way they want it. But the people that do the job, I mean, think about it, for fuck's sake, man. You're part of this culture. Do you think the elites are going to look at you any differently? Because when the time comes, guess what? You're fucking gone. The same as the police. You're gone. You're into the camps. Yeah, you want to be a guard. You want to fucking run around like locking people away, and that gives you feel superior. Makes you feel good, does it? You got children. You want your children to grow up like that. Law and punishment, crime and punishment. It's all a fucking ruse. It's complete fucking fallacy. Prisons are the new slave trade. That's what they built them for. That's why blacks get 100 times more time for a fucking rock of cocaine than a fucking white man gets for a fucking bit of powder. White man gets caught with a fucking kilo of cocaine would get less time, would get fucking a community sentence because he could afford a good fucking barrister, yeah? And a black guy caught with a couple dollars worth of crack, he's going to prison for 4 to 7 years. This ain't justice. There is no fucking justice. And until we, the people, wake up and smell the coffee, yeah, it's going to stay the same. And we can't afford it to stay the same, because our world will be destroyed. And then all the fucking money in the world, all the gold in the world ain't going to do you no good. When the soil's poisoned through the fracking and through the fucking shit Monsanto are putting onto the fucking soil, it won't be no good. It won't be happening. It's not, it's going to be no good. When they poison the water, what are you going to fucking drink? You'll die very quickly. These elites have obviously got their own private springs. They've obviously built their mansions around on the power grid ley lines and on the fresh water supplies where the water's coming out of the ground. But the fracking is going to fuck us. It's going to fuck us. That's why they're so desperate, because Britain's a powerful country. Very powerful. There's a lot of people here, all creeds, all colours, all religions. Put aside your differences, think about the similarities. All this, we're consumers, that's all we are. We don't produce nothing. We don't, only thing, these thousands and thousands of children that go missing every year. Police that fail, that won't. I mean, what the fuck? These people will have to be involved, don't they? Because who in their right mind, yeah, would want to have sex with a fucking baby or a fucking child, But I understand how these people work. They bring them up like that, don't they? They start abusing them when they're young, and they turn them into abusers. So then they call it a sickness, and then they just give them a few years in prison. It's just all part of the old boys' network. You sell drugs. You sell drugs to people who want drugs. You don't have to be that. The violence comes in with the money. The violence comes in with the territory. It's, the same way as the ice cream wars in Glasgow. When the war's going, and it's all money. Take the money out. Guess what? There's fucking no reason. You give everyone a fucking decent living wage, like this proposal of Switzerland to give everyone a decent living wage, £1,700 a month. Now, don't let the investment bankers buy up all the houses and then charge the fucking rent at £1,500. So we're still in poverty. There's not. You can make. once you make money and you think you're fucking superior and you've got everything, and you can only buy so much. You can only buy so many cars, so many yachts, so fucking many properties. You know, travel around the world with your rich elite friends. You know, these secret societies, the Freemasons, who most of the Freemasons don't even know. You know, they haven't got a clue what goes on after the third degree, let alone like that there's a lot of degrees after the 33rd. They haven't even got a fucking clue. You know, you can't become a Mason at the 33rd degree. Once you suggest yourself, as you finished, you have to be chosen, just like the presidents, just like the prime ministers. You know, Cameron was picked for this fucking job a long time ago. Back in the 80s, they were grooming him to be the leader. Nick Clegg, before the election, what was it? Will I ever go with a Conservative Party? Will I ever make a coalition? No, I won't. He's fucking proven over and over again. You can look over my lifetime, 46 years, these guys do nothing but lie. They fucking lie to get elected. Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Oh, we'll see change we can fucking believe in. What change we seen? Fuck all. There's no change. Just more of the same shit. More of the same shit going on every day. You know, I don't know how this works. And people buy into it. They get fooled. They get fucked up for money. Because they fucking want this fucking pair of trainers with this fucking little tick on it, which is made out of shit materials by fucking slave labour in another country, you know, for some poor little kid who's getting paid fucking 25 pence a day if he's lucky. But, you know, what the fuck is the matter with people? Can they not see? Yeah, right.